right, here's a little rundown for people who are interested or curious of I was inspired by a guy who was posting, and his kid was having a meltdown that he got on video, but I was inspired by him to kind of give like a little rundown of which this was something totally new, that like what it's like with my kids. So like there have been a lot of new things more recently that we've had to go do, like him going to get different insurances and just different things. And there was something else. Oh, like whenever we go, like the speech and OT place. Anyway, I've taken him to do all these things, like all of his doctor's appointments, all of those things. Like it's always me and him. But this is the first time that I can recall that he's ever gone to an appointment that was for me, and gave him kind of an explanation that this was like the bottom doctor and they were going to be checking out that and all this. But like, anyway, we get there and my kid had popcorn in the car and he got upset for whatever reason and threw the popcorn everywhere. He wouldn't have had time to finish it anyway. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to have a battle about this because we need to get inside or whatever. Not going to even make it a big deal. So and I told him he had X amount of time to calm down. He did get out of the car. He calmed down. Knock on wood. He doesn't have meltdowns very often. And if he does get upset, he is pretty good about coming back around for the most part. We go inside and we're in the waiting area. I had to fill out some information to give him my stuff. Teddy was kind of tried to run around a couple times, and I was like, no, you have to sit with me. He walked over to some other, if someone has a screen, he'll like, even on the park, sometimes he'll like go over and just try to see what they were looking at. He's very, very curious. And most of the time it doesn't bother them. But anyway, so he did end up sitting beside me. He sat beside me the whole time, in the waiting room, and was able to calm down. I was real amazed with him for that, really proud of him for that. And he was like we always somehow forget, I had my phone, but somehow I forget to bring sensory toys in. So he's holding my arm and like squeezing it and like holding it and hugging it. That's a newer thing, but I think it was like a self-soothing kind of thing. And it was sweet. And then we go back. There were like 2 different rooms we had to go in. The first one was she had to like answer some questions. I had to give her a urine sample. And I told her, I was like, my kid's on the spectrum. I don't know what he's going to do. Because I went in there by myself. Now I'll know to try to bring him in there with me. Because he kind of ran around some. And she gave him some stamps. And he told her that his name was Teddy and that he was 10. So I was like, all right, that's good. He's glad he knows that. But that didn't take very long. And then we moved into this room and she answered some questions and she had to take my blood pressure. And my kid loathes the blood pressure thing. And it's ironic though, because at Walmart, he always wants to go over and like do it, even though it doesn't actually inflate. And he's obsessed about it too. I don't know why he hates it so much. And so he like got all like protective over me and was like anyway, I got through that. So it was fine. But he did like have like a moment about it and like got crazy and we had to calm him down, and then got through the questions. We had to go into another waiting room. He did good. All this time he was doing good. He was staying with me, mostly staying calm, other than the blood pressure thing. And then we go into the back room and he keeps trying to play with the computer, and he wants to play with the little hammer thing. I don't know why they had the hammer thing for the knee at the gynecologist's office, but anyway, they had one of those, and he was trying to play with all the stuff. But then I got him, he was able to like they had another screen that you could like do touch, and like he played with that some. So I was mostly able to keep him from fidgeting too much. He wants to go through he goes through all the cabinets. So if he comes to your house, he's probably finna be looking in your medicine cabinets. He likes to go through all the cabinets, see what's in there. And then when the doctor came in, she asked me a couple questions. And then right when I got on the table, Teddy went behind the curtain without me asking him. I didn't prompt him. And he played with my phone some because I heard him. I told him he could. And he just sat, like, he knew, I don't know, it was so weird. It was like instinctual for him. And so he did that, and then I wanted to get this under 5 minutes. Oh well. Threads be cutting people off. Y'all know I'll be a talker sometimes though. Okay. Anyway. And then it didn't take very long. And when we were done, I had to change, and then he kind of got upset with having to leave. Like he didn't, I don't know. That transition, like both speech and OT are only 30-minute sessions, and he has not been, we only had 2, but he has not been happy about that. And so I don't know what we're going to do, but hopefully he'll get over that. So like leaving the therapy office lately has been a thing for him. And then, so it was kind of, he did calm down. We got out of there. We did the checkout and we got out of there. It was fine. And then later that day, can you see this on my arm? No, without the light on. He attacked my arm. You see? Anyway, dug his fingers in to it. And I did, because when he first got upset, and then just because we were taken into 1, 2, 3 different rooms while we were there. And so I was just like, it was a lot, and I had to do the sample by myself. So I just had no idea how this kid how he was going to deal. And so it definitely made me nervous. So, anyway, I guess he was feeling the stress and he decided to take it out on me. At least it wasn't at the doctor. And he had a few moments while we were at the Bay too, but at least that's a safe place for him to get his frustration out. And that's what it's like. And that wasn't a bad day. Like, we've had meltdowns. We've had him bite me many times. But then he was like hugging on me and like being a precious angel also when we were sitting there in the waiting room. So it's like you get both. I don't know. He's like, I can't always be calm. I was as calm as I could be. I wasn't jumping up and down and screaming or anything like that. But inside I felt anxiety. So like, he picks up on that sometimes. So anyway, I thought it was going to be more interesting than that, but yeah, we did have to do safe hands. We had to do safe hands for something. I can't remember what it was. He got aggressive. Might have been after we left, and he attacked my arm. We do safe hands, and that's I like that. It's working pretty good so far. He doesn't always want to do it, but when he does, it immediately gives him that input, and he calms down. He used to not be able to calm down. He used to have meltdowns, and it would take him a long time to calm down. And then even still, sometimes when he has an episode, it'll be like a domino effect. Like, he'll have a multiple that day. So it's just like, if he has one, it's going to be a bad day. And because his nervous system, it's like it takes it a long time to come back around. But he doesn't have meltdowns very much anymore. And I was super proud of him because that was a brand new thing, and it's not fun. There's nothing, yeah. So anyway, that was just for people who are curious.